Hello and welcome to Model Kit Beginner. So today we are looking at something positively modern for my normal model kits which I'm normally looking at. And this is a kit which apparently is not around that much anymore. So it is, yeah, you see it here, it's the Trilux AMG Mercedes C-Class. It's from the German Touring Championship, the DTM 2009, and this is the car Ralf Schumacher drove. Now, this is a kit from Revell. It's from Revell Europe. It comes in these stupid Revell Europe boxes. We'll have a look at that in a minute. And I'm not quite sure what to expect. I've never seen what's in that kit, so let's find out together. Before we do that, let's have a quick look at the history of this kit. So here we are having a look at the Trilux AMG Mercedes C-Class Ralf Schumacher from the fine folks over at Revell. Now, you see this kit came out in 2010, so it was really fresh after that season. And the history is that this is the first iteration of those kits. Now you can see there were some other iterations as well, not too many. That's the entire history of the kit. But there was also one, some of you who followed the DTM in those days and are not German might remember the name Gary Paffett, and even Germans do, a very, very good touring car driver. This was his car, that's what he drove around with. Also beautiful, beautiful. Wouldn't mind building that myself, really looks nice. And then obviously we have Bruno Spengler, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with, also a famous touring car driver, not only in Germany but all over Europe. And these are basically the three models which are available. We obviously today have the one which came out together with the Gary Paffett car in 2010. It's a Ralf Schumacher one, and let's pop down to the bench and see what's in that box. Right, and here we are. That is the box. As I say, I am a known hater of these Revell Germany boxes. They are just so flimsy, they really are. And yeah, I hate them. But they have sometimes very good subjects, which I like these DTM car, which is the AMG Mercedes C-Class 2009. Let's have a look around the box. We have the license by Daimler plaque right over here. You see it's a number 7128, and the scale is 1 to 24. Whole thing, once finished, will be just over 20 centimeters in length. We have here a little bit of a description, what that is about the car, and about the kit right over here. It says made in Europe. And then on this side we have a bit of a color call out, which you will see right over here. So that's always very nice, and a little bit of a detail which you will see right over there. At the back, just a little bit of marketing and their skill levels explained. Right, now let's have a look what's in this box, which means we need to open it up that way and pull everything out here. That's how they roll. It's just stupid. Oh, here we go. The body is just chucked in like that. Really? Really? Not what we do with a modern kit. Anyway, let's get that all out of the way. We'll have a look at that all in a minute. We have the instructions, and we have lots and lots of plastic over here. Here we go, that and that. Oh, the clear is in here. All right, here you see the clear is in the big plastic bag, but it is packed separately. I was just wondering. Anyway, let's have a look at the instructions. We'll have a look at the details in a minute. Here, once again, telling you a little bit about the history of the Mercedes. C-Class and how it came about that AMG Mercedes made this car. Here the first 2 pages tell you basically how to build the models and the symbols, the legend if you want so. Then the absolute color callouts which they have right over here. What I normally do, I just scan this page if I don't find an online instruction sheet and put it on my computer in front of me, so I don't have to always go forwards and backwards and see what colors needs to be painted. Right, then here we have the screws. Now that's very good, so that's where you can check if you have everything in the box that's supposed to be there. Doesn't look that there's any photo edge included, that's pretty cool. And we have normal plastic parts, we have the transparent parts, and obviously the tires. Right, let's have a look. They start with the engine right over here, put the engine together, and once they've done that, suspension will be next, right over here, and then some side body parts, which is right over there, and exhaust, engine, everything goes in. Again, part of the, I think that's the gearbox, right over there. Rear suspension, other parts of the lower body, suspension parts right over here. That's the front suspension over here. Pretty cool. Steering mechanism. Then tells you what to do with the wheels. Quite a bit of wheel instructions here. Make sure you get it right. Rear left, front right, front left. So every wheel has its own instructions, so just make sure you follow that closely. Wheels go on to the pan. Then we have some of the interior, which will be put in the dashboard right over here. Racing seat, which looks very authentic actually, and instrument panel, steering wheel right over here. That's pretty cool. This looks like the roll cage, or part of the roll cage, which you'll see right over here. Then here we go, there's some intakes, air intakes right over there, and then you put the interior and the pan together, and then you can start building the body. Put the decals on where decals need to be on, and there are 1 or 2 decals with that. Very nice detail parts right over here as far as the fenders are concerned. Then the window, now there's a black frame around the window. What I didn't see, and I probably will not find, or maybe I do, but I didn't see any templates around here, which helps you get the black frame around the window. So let's see how that's going to work. Yeah, we will find out. Right, then we do install the windows right over here. Once we have installed the windows, we're going to the front part splitter right over here, and then put fenders on. Then the engine housing part has quite a few parts itself as well. So always careful when you do the painting what you need to paint where and when and what color, so that you don't have to do the same color 15 times, you know, that I have done before, and I'm sure you do as well. Right, here is the wing right at the back, and then we come to some decal placing right over here, together with some other parts like handles, etc. A wiper, which is only one, mirrors right over here, very nicely detailed, and then obviously whatever decals you haven't put on, you now get a chance to put on. It gives you a pretty good idea of the placement, and once you have done that, you'll end up with a very nice Ralf Schumacher Mercedes. Pretty cool. So the main color is black metallic, basically. It says here you put a black gloss and a steel metallic, and you mix that to a 95 plus 5%. So that's, and then you got the right color for the car body. So there is a black metallic paint obviously as well around. I'm sure you could possibly use that as well. We have talked about the decals, so let's have a look at them. They look pretty cool. You can see very, very nice. There are some carbon decals right over there. Post office, the decals with the number 4. This comes on the bonnet. So these are the decals printed in Italy for Revell. They normally don't have a problem. Normally they go on very, very nicely, and it's not an ancient kit by any stretch of imagination. So it should be fine. Don't see any window frames on there, so that still needs to be painted on there without any template. Then let's have a look while we are here. Let's have a quick look at the chrome parts, or shiny stainless steel parts. Sure, it doesn't chrome. Wheels, very nice. Looking from this side, and they look even nicer. You see the front part, side parts, lights, and the exhaust, and that's about it. That's all metal plated parts you will get and need, for that matter. Right, then we have the first big baggie of plastics right over here, but I first want to get to the glass quickly. Let's do that. Here we go. Right, please forgive me for not opening this up. What they have done here, and I don't know if you can, yes, you can see that, they have gave you a very good indication, because this is kind of a anodized kind of plastic, if you can anodize, which you can anodize plastic, that would what it'd be looking like. So it's kind of roughed up area, so you should be very easy to tape this and then paint it. Same on the side windows. So that should be alright. Otherwise it feels nice and thin and should not pose any big issues. Then let's have a look at the rest of the plastic in this particular bag. There we go, we start here. Should we go a bit closer? Yeah, I think we should go a bit closer. Oh, I think so. Here we go. Let's go like that. Here we go. Right, now we have the racing seat right over here. Here is the dashboard. A couple of smaller parts like the steering wheel, gear lever, mirrors right over here. Some other trim parts, the inner door panels. Here is the wing. And some other beautiful parts right over here. All looks very clean. Some have seams which obviously needs to be cleaned, but nothing to write home about. Then we also have this particular sprue with the interior pan, which we have seen right over here. Some detail on that. Very, very cool. The front spoiler part and the front fender part right over here. This appears to be part of the roll cage, and then as is probably this here. And otherwise some smaller parts which all look very clean and ready to be cleaned up and primed. Pretty cool. Well, while I have the bag here, let me put that back into the bag. Here we go, made it. Next bag, right over here. Okay, we have some tape. Translucent tape right over here. So let's start with the tires, shall we? Love to see what they did with the tires right over here. Here we go. Need to open this up as well. Here we go. There are. Let's see, polycaps. Maybe they don't need polycaps. Anyway, let's get the tires out. Front tires, rear tires, right over here. They are not branded by any stretch of imagination. Let's get here. Let's get here. Here we go. That's what they look like. and they have no tread, obviously, slicks. So out there feels soft enough so you can construct your wheel first and then put the tires around it. That shouldn't be an issue whatsoever. Right, now let's have a look at the plastic in this bag, shall we? We have these smaller sprue with wheels right over here, inner wheels I would assume, then the brakes with brake calipers right over there, part of the front suspensions, rear fenders and other trim parts, and then right over here looks like a drive shaft gearbox combination right over there. Interesting. Then we have the pan. Here you go. Let's have a look on the other side, and it is nice and smooth as it normally is. The side trim, which we have seen in the instruction sheet, it's right over here. Here we have some other parts for the suspension, engine parts right over here, and intakes right over there, and some other details as far as the engine and the body is concerned, like this one right over here, this little scoop. Right, then let's get to the body. It's in two pieces. You have number one, you have the front part, which I guess you can take off. This is in a different kind of plastic, very stiff plastic, and has a bit of funny dirt on it, but yeah, that shall not be a problem. That sure will clean up. And talking about clean up, otherwise it feels very smooth. It really does. So after I don't need the most basics of cleanups, and you should be ready to go. And the rest of the body, which is right over here. Here you go. See the doors and placards right over here. Fenders. Here the little roof flap, and obviously that's where the windows go. I mean, there isn't even a sharp edge on here. A little bit here maybe if you really want to be critical, but there's nothing to criticize about. That's very smooth, very cool. Looks very cool. And let's put them together. Just roughly. So I don't want to take this off, but anyway, it gives you more or less an idea what it's going to look like. It's all pretty cool. Seems to be, yeah, I don't want to take this one off. I'll leave that one off when I paint it. You know, I've seen those Mercedes kits where it doesn't look like anything like a Mercedes, but this one actually looks pretty realistic, pretty fine. I think it's a good representation of the original car. And here we are. That's it. That was the Trilux AMG Mercedes C-Class DTM 2009 in the Ralf Schumacher Livre. Right, let's get upstairs back to the desk and I'll give you my final thoughts. Right, so that was it. AMG Mercedes 2009 Ralf Schumacher Livre. So that's pretty cool car. The kit looks clean, really does look clean. Reminds me of the Porsche 936 kits. It's a 2010 Revell kit, so it is really not a bad kit at all. Only complaints I have is that bloody stupid box. But yeah, apart from that, it's a very nice kit. It really looks good from what I can see in the box. The car looks right, the proportions do look right, and apparently it's a kit which is not kicking about that much anymore, so you start paying premium prices for that. I didn't. I paid a normal price for it, and I was obviously, according to a good friend who knows a lot about these kit values, that it is apparently a kit which gets up there in price. Anyway, I love this one. And if I see the Gary Paffett or the Bruder Spengler one, I certainly will have a go at those as well. Especially the Gary Paffett kit is fantastic. I love that white and orange scheme. Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, so highly recommended. If you see it for a reasonable price, go for it. If you like the subject, you're sometimes even prepared to pay a little bit more. I have done that in the past as well. Well, thanks for popping in, guys. Please keep a like and subscribe. You will find the link to my Facebook page as well as Grumpy's Bazaar page in the description. Thank you and have a nice weekend. Greetings from Cape Town. Cheers.